welcome back to the Deadology Podcast. From Pencil Hill Studio, New Paltz, New York, I'm your host, Howard Weiner. Today is June 29th, 2025, and this is Season 3, Episode 10 of the podcast. And for this episode, we're going to dig in deep to a massive 1973 show from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada, June 22nd, 1973. And before we get going here, I just want to remind you that next week we got Mick Bondi from the Garcia Project joining us on the podcast. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think that episode will be dropped on July 4th. And for this week, we got Doug Schmell coming back to join me to discuss the show. I know he's a big proponent of the Vancouver June 22nd, 73 show. And it's a 4-hour show. And I have to admit that this is a show I didn't know too well. I mean, I got the tapes, I got the CDs, I listened to it, parts of it, but I never really focused in and listened to the show in its entirety. So when I saw the anniversary of June 22nd was coming around, I figured that would be a cool thing to do. And over the last week, I've heard the show start to finish 3 times in its entirety. So without any further ado or fanfare, let's jump into my Zoom call that I had with Doug Schmell just yesterday. All right, here we go. We got Doug Schmell joining us again on the podcast. Doug, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing great, Howie. How you doing? It's great to be here again.
Awesome. Everything's good, and we're looking at a massive show from Vancouver '73. So we're going to be moved through some songs a little quickly. And I know you've loved the show for a while. I didn't know it as well as you. Definitely not. I don't think I ever sat to take it in, all 4 hours at once. But I've done it 2 or 3 times in the last week, and it's quite a show. So, hey, why don't you lead us into it?
Yeah, it's funny. When you recorded for me your 1973 shows, because you were putting everything on digital, you gave me all your CDs. This was a show that stood out because I had heard of it and people were talking about it on the archive, that it was a great show. And I listened to it. I remember, yeah, this is a really great show. But it wasn't until the official release, which was 2 years ago. Great release. It was the Pacific Northwest box set, which had this show from Portland, show from Seattle, both in 73 and 74. 6 shows in total. And this show really stood out for me. It was the first show of the box set. And I couldn't believe it. The sound quality is phenomenal. The song selection is unbelievable. It's 30 songs, 16 first set, 14 second set. And it's 4 hours and 5 minutes long. It's incredible.
Yeah.
This show really blew me away from the first time I heard it. And Howie, this is such a peak time for the Grateful Dead. You got those shows in May, all those outdoor 3-set shows. You got 513 Iowa, 520 Santa Barbara, 526 from Kezar Stadium. That unbelievable show, those shows are unreal. Then the 610 show from RFK Stadium with the Allman Brothers, another 3-set extravaganza. This was the next show after June 10th. And it's not an outdoor show and it's not a 3-set show, but it was in the same vein. They played forever. They played 2 sets for 4 hours and 5 minutes.
That's crazy.
And they just killed it. I mean, this is really, for me, the peak of 1973 Grateful Dead. And I believe this is the first 73 show that you and I, have done on the Deadology podcast. And I love 73. I think, you know me, 72 is my favorite year, but 73 is right there. Easily my second favorite year. I think easily the Grateful Dead's second best year. And to me, it's like the gift that keeps on giving. You find new shows from 73 all the time and they blow you away. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, definitely. You're injecting the new songs into already what was like the greatest year ever, the Eyes of the World and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
By the way, you don't get an Eyes at the show. They played every freaking song they know.
Right, they didn't play Eyes of the World. Yeah. So they went to the studio, a few months after this to finish up, Wake of the Flood. But you've got so much Wake of the Flood stuff, that was on those, shows that we talked about, the 3-hour outdoor shows. It's unbelievable. You made a great point. The new songs mixed in with the old ones makes for a perfect concert to me. And I just couldn't believe, when I listened to it again, this is probably the second time I've listened to the show in the past 6 months. I listened to it just on my own. And then when you mentioned to me that you wanted to do it for the Deadology cast, I was like, I'll listen to it again. I always find new things and new touches to the songs in the show. And what stood out for me this time around is Keith's piano.
Oh
He's
yeah,
very
definitely.
in
That
the
was a
mix.
standout, man. Yeah,
Yeah, he stands out for some reason in the mix, and his piano is just unbelievable for this show. Really unreal. He is front and center for this whole concert. It's
yeah.
amazing.
Interesting. I had that same thought as I was listening to this. You hear Keith in places where he usually doesn't stand out. He had a pretty awesome night on this night.
Yeah, amazing,
Hey,
amazing.
so yeah, let's jump right in because we got a lot to cover here. So the Bertha opener, obviously there was a little, I think technical issue trying to get it straight, so it wasn't, it was spectacular. It was a good start.
Yeah,
What was your feeling on the first couple of songs?
yeah, they get into a groove with a beat it on down the line. It's
It's
funny
good.
when I listened to it the first time around, which was probably on Monday or Tuesday. I think not that I was distracted, but I was driving to the gym. I really listened to it with focus the last, I think it was 2 days ago or yesterday. I started listening to it again. So the beat it on down the line really jumps out for me. And then the deal is kind of slow. I like those slow deals. 2 rounds in the jam and it's great. And it sets up for me what the best song of the first four is, a Mexicali blues. It's a hot Mexicali blues. I think they really get their focus and their place right with the fourth song with the Mexicali blues. And the Bertha, as you mentioned, had technical problems. Still a good Bertha, but up to this point, it's like a standard '73 show. Great vocals, great sound. It's a Betty Borch. It's an amazing quality. The official release, I recommend highly to everybody that came out on that great box set. It sounds phenomenal. And then the fifth song, to me, this might be the greatest version of Box of Rain I've ever heard, Howie. I was thinking about this just probably yesterday because there's no mistakes, there's no vocal flubs. They do it perfectly. I can't explain it. And
Yeah,
to me,
I got to agree.
the
Phil sounds
greatest.
great, and yeah,
Yeah, it's every Phil is into it. He says the big thank you
yeah,
right after it, and that voice is thank you. I love that,
yeah.
and
It took them
it
a
was the
little, yeah,
perfect version.
took them a little while to get comfortable playing in. I don't think they ever really got it down where they felt comfortable playing every night. But this, like you said, might be the best version.
Oh, it
And
was unbelievable.
yeah,
I couldn't believe it. After it was done, I was like, this is perfection. This might be the best. It's just perfect. Again, no mistakes. They just sound good. They're really into it. They're engaged.
yeah,
And
the
that
jam's
sets up.
good. Donna's singing good
Oh,
on it.
yeah,
So yeah,
Donna's
yeah,
singing was excellent in the Box of Rain. And then that sets up for me one of the highlights of the show. That sixth song, the Bird Song. Oh my God. Howie, that's almost 14 minutes. It's about
yeah,
13 minutes and 40, 5 seconds. And it's one of the best bird songs I've ever heard. It's long and strong.
yeah,
It's got that unbelievable with the Jerry, such great jams, the two jams. Oh my God. He really nails some beautiful notes in this. The singing's perfect. For some reason, I love this one. Look, there's some great 72 versions. The 73 ones are a little maybe spacier, a little slower. This one really hits home for me. It's perfect, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. I think you hit it right on the head because it's the gorgeous factor of it. It's so beautiful listening to it because there are ones where Garcia stands out more on his own with the
Right,
guitar
on his
playing.
on his solos, yeah.
But once again, Keith's playing here, the
Oh, it's
band, the
perfect.
tempo, the atmosphere. It's a gorgeous bird song. There's no way around it. And
Yeah.
I thought the second instrumental by Garcia was pretty hot. The last one that
Yeah,
came
the
out.
the
Yeah,
the, the ending one, yeah, the outro jam is just beautiful. It's long. He takes his time, nothing crazy, but it's just a perfect version. I love those 73 bird songs, and you don't get that many. I guess by June, they're probably almost done, with birdsong. You know what I'm saying? It's funny, they did a lot in 71 when they first started playing it, none on the Europe 72 tour,
yeah,
unfortunately. That
yeah.
would have been an unbelievable song for Pig.
Bird song and hard to handle on the Europe
Oh
'72
yeah,
tour
on
would
Europe.
have the Grateful Dead could have retired
Yeah,
after that
after
tour.
that, it would have been no need for them to
Yeah,
continue. Think of that. But you get those bird songs then in '72, those ones from September where they really hit. Oh man, there's
yeah.
some unbelievable
You turn
ones.
me on to Sacramento. I think that's one of the better ones. The
Oh yeah, that one from 8/12
yeah,
72. Wow, that show is phenomenal. Very underrated show. Great bird song. But you're right, those 72 birds. But this one, man, it's different. 73's got the different spacier, a little longer, a little mellower. I like Jerry singing in this, just perfect. And then you got the races on, which I like. It's funny. It's
great
a
song. I
great
love it.
song, but I like that song. It's always for me like a great bouncy 3.5 minute song that takes a break, from more of the psychedelic or the harder hit songs. It's
Oh,
just a
it's a
little.
great tune, and Weir was really they got into it, man. They played it so well.
I
Uh,
know, I know.
I just think like if they hadn't played Mama Tried so much, if they did it once in a while, we'd probably appreciate it much more. That's why we
Exactly.
appreciate the Races On so much because it wasn't overplayed. And I was just thinking when I heard Races On, I mean they did it acoustic again, but this and You Win Again are two great country covers
Right.
that they left behind. That I wish if there were two covers that I wish they would have kept playing. Races On and You Win Again would be the
Yeah.
two, both
Funny because I
great
know
songs.
you had mentioned in your book about You Win Again. You love that song.
Yeah.
That Hank Williams.
Yeah, and just
Yeah,
the way
that's a
Jerry
great
does it,
song.
Jerry's like gets so into
Yeah,
it, man. It's
the
beautiful.
singing is
Yeah,
beautiful, the lyrics, but you're right. This is a similar song, The Races On. It's funny. It's not an easy song to sing along with Bobby. I got to give Bobby credit. He rarely, if ever, flubs the vocals and the words on The Races On. And it's not an easy song. As you'll find, if you try to sing along with it, you'll make a mistake. It happens every time.
yeah,
Hey, he just does it perfectly. I got to give that guy credit, Mr.
yeah,
Weir. You know?
yeah. Definitely, the acoustic versions are great too from the
Yes.
Reckoning tours, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah, correct. It's funny. The next song, song number 8, the first set, kind of continues this great to me, these great Jerry songs in the first set. Starting with the deal, the bird song, now you got the Sugaree. And
yeah,
that leads to what I'm not going to skip over the Sugaree. It's actually a great version. It was nice and long and heartfelt. I love Jerry singing in this,
yeah.
these earlier Sugarees doesn't have much of a jam, but it's a perfect song. And the Looks Like Rain was actually beautiful. I love these 73 Looks Like Rains. They're great. That's when the song really started coming into its own.
Hey,
Check out the one. I love this show from 328 Springfield. What a great Looks Like Rain. For me, that might be the start of those unbelievably, undeniably beautiful
I
73
might have to
Looks
go back to that one because it's okay if we disagree once in a while. But
Like.
I couldn't take this. Looks like rain. Like Jerry really wasn't doing much, and it was
I hear you.
yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's slow, but I kind of just like the when they belt it out. I like that. A lot of people make fun of the lyrics. I like this song. I can't explain it. There's something about it. It's heartfelt. It's a love song. It's a tearjerker, if you will. If you heard it, with your romantic partner, your loved one, whatever. It really is that kind of a song.
I used to love the song. In my early Grateful Dead days, I just something happened along the way.
That's all right.
Yeah,
But Howie, you can't deny the next song, song number 10, The Road Jimmy is unbelievable. Now,
it
the
is
one
awesome.
that I had from the version you got off of the Internet Archive was cut. The Road Jimmy in the middle of the main jam, the second jam has a cut in it. So I didn't know the length of that jam or really how beautiful it is. But on the full official release, you get that full second jam and it is perfect. This is one of the top 3, if you ask me, easily top 5, probably top 3 road jimmies ever. The singing, just the tempo. I like Jerry's heartfelt sound and his voice. It's just incredible. And the jams, the 2 beautiful jams. It's like
Yeah,
9 minutes and change. It's incredible. One of the best road jimmies you'll ever hear.
yeah.
I'm telling you guys, if you like road jimmy, a lot of people don't. I love it. Get this version, check it out. It's easily one of the top 3 versions.
Yeah,
And you'll,
I was pretty impressed with it. Thought it
yeah.
was crisp. The guitar playing and yeah,
Oh
the
yeah,
version.
Jerry's engaged.
Yeah,
Yeah, he hit some really nice, liquid notes. It's beautiful. Then you got a nice jack straw. Those 73 jack straws never disappoint. It's a song that's starting, really to come into its own. Europe 72, I think, was the start of that. And this is a beauty. And it sets up, for me, the last part of the first set
the big
with
boy
this.
portion of the show, man. It was like
Yeah,
that.
it's incredible. The China
For
Cat Rider.
yeah.
What'd you think of that China Cat,
Oh,
Howie?
it's incredible. Like this show I thought had a couple lulls in the first set, and China Cat took care of all that. It cleared the house, man. It was like,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah,
I get
it
you.
was time to kick ass and take names. But like, even after Looks Like Rain, Phil said something like, take it easy, folks. We're going to be here for a long time till
Right. He did
midnight.
say that. Correct.
It seemed like the crowd was getting a little restless, like they were waiting for this moment, like the China
Yeah,
Cat
yeah. He
bust out.
awesome. Right. We're going to take 2 or 3 breaks. Like
Yeah, yeah,
they were all obviously continuing that trend of these long 73 shows. They knew they were going to play for a while. But you're right. The first time when I listened to the first set, there are lulls, and it's not the hottest first set you will ever hear, but there are some peak moments. And I'll tell you, the China Cat Rider is just one of those peak moments. It's phenomenal. A
It's
long
killer.
rider, those 73 riders to me are incredible. It's when it starts that bridge, what they call, the feeling groovy or the mind
Yeah.
left body, whatever they call it. It's great. This one is great. One of the better ones of the early versions of that
Hey,
bridge.
that's going to take us to our first audio highlight. And right before Jerry goes into the feeling groovy bit,
Oh yeah, he hit some beautiful
he does
notes.
some snorkeling. Like he did
I
this.
was thinking of you when I listened to this before. You
There's
love these kind of
scrubbing, there's
notes.
shredding, there's fanning, and now we got some snorkeling.
Scrubbing.
Scrubbing. Yeah, but yeah, no, he had some great notes, and it's amazing with these feeling groovies, the different tempos they come up with, and it's
Oh
always a
yeah,
little, different. It's the same, but it's
of
different every
course.
time.
They
So yeah,
latched onto the theme and then they loved it, so they kept playing it in 73 and then 74, and it's just ingenious, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. Then the crowd, you could even hear the crowd every single time they play it go nuts at the end of the
Correct,
feeling
correct.
groovy. So it worked. Hey, let's check it out. All right. And hey, like you said, man, the I Know You Rider, it really stood out to me with Garcia's playing was hot on it, man. It was,
Oh yeah, yeah. It just continued from the China Cat. It's amazing. They're really hitting their stride right here. You can tell. I think you're right. It was after that Looks Like Rain, and maybe the crowd was
yeah,
restless, and Phil makes his announcement. Since then, unbelievable show. The Road Jimmy, the Jack Straw, now this China Cat Rider, unreal. And then you got a Big River. Oh my God, these big rivers really started to break into their own. Ah, I love this Big River, man. It is phenomenal. It's funny. I don't know what it is with Vancouver and Big River, but the following year, when they did the same tour, they didn't play, I think, at the PNE, center that this played. They played at a different, I think, indoor arena.
right.
But that was 5/17/74, and that show is great. It has an unreal Big River, one of the greatest ones I've ever heard. It's phenomenal.
All right.
Phenomenal.
I gotta go fish that one out. I
Oh,
don't know it
it's
off the top of my
incredible.
head. Yeah.
Remember that 5/17/74. It's just beyond belief phenomenal. So there's something about Big River in Vancouver. And
Yeah.
then a really hot Tennessee Jet. I love those 73 Tennessee Jets. I really do. I thought they were a little slower compared to the great ones from 72, all those Europe 72 ones.
When they first
But
started, it was definitely a little quicker paced. But yeah, now
correct.
they're settling into what it's going
Right,
to
they're
be.
settling into it. It's a longer jam, maybe more comfortable, but they hit great notes, and I love this one. And that sets up for me to the probably the first, long, elevated, really focused jam of the evening so far, and that's in the playing in the band. And wow, what a great playing in the band! I heard it again. Howie, I heard it, this week, maybe on Wednesday, but I heard it again driving to lunch right before this interview, and I'll tell you, it's engaging. There's so many different themes. There's a lot of different linear movements and stops and goes, and oh man, it's great. But it never loses focus. It's awesome. It's something for everybody in this playing the band. It's your typical
That's okay.
1973 jazzy, really laid back, spacey playing in the bands that I love. Look,
It was
72 to me was the highlight, the best playing in the bands, but these 73 ones are unbelievable, and I love them.
Yeah,
Your
there's
thoughts?
something for everybody. The Mullahs in Iran, there's a little section in there for them. Something for everybody in the play. It's definitely hot. Yeah, like I'm more into the 72,
Me
but
too.
there's a smoothness to this, man. It's just like, it's different themes, like you said, and everything, but it's all kind of connected. And
Correct.
yeah,
Very linear.
yeah.
And it goes well. And at the end, I like it. There's like a drum tap, but right before they go back into the reprise. It's great. They're kind of slowing down. Then Billy hits either his snare or something, and then they go right back into the. It's just great. You'll know what I'm talking about if you
Yeah,
listen to it again. It's
yeah, I
great. They
think I
bring it
think I
all
remember
back
hearing
together.
that. Yeah, there's so many cool nuances, like you said, with Keats playing the big river. He rips off a great solo,
Oh yeah,
and
yeah.
you could just hear it all over the show. There's the little new. This show has so many like little not standout, beat you over the head kind of things, but
Correct.
the band is just they're
Yeah,
they're masters, man.
Billy's really on
Yeah,
for this show
yeah,
too. I should mention it. It's amazing. His drumming, especially in this playing in the band. And that caps off, like I said, a 16 song first set. That's exactly 2 hours. Might be a
crazy.
little an hour. It's amazing. A 2 hour first set. They didn't do that often. They did, if you recall, on 5/26/72, that great show, the last show for the Europe 72 show. That was a great first set. They ended that with Now Fade Away, going down the road, Now Fade Away. So
And
it
that
made
was pretty cool. It's like the crowd almost demanded it, and
exactly. It did
they
demand it.
yeah,
It's amazing. They willed it.
yeah,
That's a 2 hour first set. This one is two. And it's amazing they can play that long. And a lot of people, if you're not a Grateful Dead fan, you probably think that's the end of the show. They just play 2 hours, right? But no, they take a break and they come back and they play for 2 hours more. It's insane. It wouldn't happen in today's day and age. It's incredible. It's only the Grateful Dead that would have,
yeah.
for like whatever it was, $6.50 or
Yeah, no curfews in Vancouver, man. It's
right, right. Amazing, right?
I think this was their first time back since it was the Festival Express. Probably their first time back. I could be wrong about that, but
Yeah, yeah, they hadn't played in Vancouver in a while. Vancouver was the most popular international site that they had ever played up to this point
wow,
because they only took a few forays, out of San Francisco and New York and the other stomping grounds in the United States. Vancouver, they had played, I believe, in total like 16 times. They played Vancouver a
wow.
lot.
I didn't
Yeah.
even
Oh,
realize
yeah.
that. Wow.
Correct. They played there a lot, and hey, they seem to receive them well there in
Yeah,
Vancouver. They seem to play well there, so something good was happening. And going to the second set, my God, the second set starts off. Howie, I kid you not, I listened to this twice. This "Here Comes Sunshine" is one of the best ones I ever heard. It's
definitely, it's up
amazing.
there. Yeah,
It's not as long as the one you love from what's that,
Cleveland. Yeah,
12/6/73
yeah.
Cleveland. That's an amazing one.
The
There's also
Cleveland
one
one's
from
better, but
Tampa. I think that's amazing. This
yeah,
is the one
well,
that was the first Dick's picks, I think, or
yeah,
second.
yeah. We could take those two, put them aside, and then looking at the rest of the Here Comes Sunshines. This is up there, like
Oh, this
probably
one is
top
way
five.
up there.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, it's incredible. It's long. It's over 12 minutes. Singing's great. Jerry makes a couple of it's the easiest song to sing. There's only a few lyrics, and Jerry always finds room to make a mistake, and it's amazing to me. He always screws
yeah.
up the lyrics, and it's the easiest song to remember. There's what, six separate lines? You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Wake of the Flood, Laughing Water, 49. It's not that hard, Jerry, but he would screw it up, make up for it with the jam solos. And God, there are two beautiful it's amazing. Long, they take their time. My God, there's no rush in Vancouver, and they nail it. I was so impressed, Howie, with this Here Comes Sun. I couldn't
Yeah.
believe it. I didn't
I,
remember it being this hot.
I was so impressed. I made it one of the audio highlights. So here you go. Check out
Oh,
it.
perfect. Yeah,
Yeah.
enjoy everybody.
All right, yes. Here Comes Sunshine is such a 73. It screams 73. Obviously, they
Oh,
only
no
pretty
doubt.
much only
They
played
did
it in
it.
73, but
Never played it in 72. Only did one in 74. That was at the Cow Palace, 323, whatever the 32374, when they did the playing Uncle John Morning Dew back into playing. That was the first time they had done. No, the last time they had done
yeah.
that. So that ended that. And they never played Here Comes Sunshine again unless they broke it out, in the late 90s or so,
Yeah,
early
yeah,
90s.
yeah,
Really
which
bad.
wasn't the same song,
Of
obviously.
course not. No, these ones were 73. It's just it's really defines to me 1973. You think of 73, you think of Here Comes Sunshine. In fact, that's what they named the box set that came out of those shows in May and the two shows from the RFK Stadium. They just called it Here Comes Sunshine. There was a Here Comes Sunshine, I believe, every show.
Yeah, it's
Phenomenal.
not a
This one to
complex song, but
me,
there's just something about it. It's
I love it.
joyous,
Yeah, oh yeah.
hypnotizing, everything you
It's
want. When
incredible. That's a song
Garcia
you could
goes
turn
off.
on. Oh
Yeah,
yeah, and they loved it. You could tell by the one when they're singing it, they're in a great mood. This is a song that gets everybody out front on their feet, standing, clapping, and you can turn a non-deadhead onto that song very easily. And I think they would get it. Wow, this is such a cool song. Nobody's ever played anything quite like that, but the
yeah.
Grateful Dead.
Especially if you're in the audience, just hearing that groove and being
Oh yeah,
part of the audience. So definitely a top five. Here Comes Sunshine. Then the massive song dump continues. They played so many individual songs, and most of them are great on this night, man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Promised
Promised
Land.
Land, pretty rocking. I like the Brown Eyed Women a lot. It was a
Brown
good
Eyed Women's
version.
not. It's funny how I heard the Brown Eyed Women about four times. For some reason, the CD in my car kept getting. I guess it's like there was either a scratch or something, so it kept repeating. So I was like,
Had
I
to go
wanted to
back
hear
to
the
the
jam.
beginning.
Never made it to the jam, so I heard it a few times. It really is a good Brown Eyed Women. Those 73 Brown Eyed Women is a little different. Hey, remember, 77 is when they really started breaking out Brown Eyed and they would do rounds of the jam, where Jerry would really take it to another level. These ones are still just that simple, basic, 2 round solo. But
Yeah.
I'll tell you, it's really not. And I couldn't believe how hot the El Paso was. The El Paso
Uh,
has some great
Jerry's
jamming.
pecking like
Yes,
crazy. He's
it's amazing. So they're off to this unbelievable start to the second set. It's just phenomenal. And then you get a very rare standalone Black Peter, and it was beautiful.
yep.
Look, Black Peter hadn't developed into the great jam vehicle it became, 77 and onward. But these 72, 73 Black Peters and 74 are perfect. They're beautiful. Heartfelt, the singing's great. What a great song,
Yeah.
Reminds
That's
me
a,
of Stella Blue, another Jerry ballad that's just so perfect,
there's two songs during the day I maybe didn't appreciate enough. I mean, I liked them, but now I
But
love them.
right,
They're fantastic, brilliant
Stella Blue, I'm
songs.
sure,
Yeah,
and Black Peter.
yeah.
So
And
yeah, because
they,
comes a time you always appreciate it.
yeah,
That song's you'll never overlook that one. But I
yeah.
get it with Stella Blue and Black Peter. I get it.
Probably because they took the morning dew slot, and you always had your fingers crossed for morning dew. That was the
Exactly. But back then,
yeah
73, 72, they would
just
play this in the first or
a song
second
on its
set.
own, man. It's
And
beautiful.
it's a great song, at nine,
First time I heard it
perfect.
on what was it what was the Pig's Choice, was it, or Bear's Choice?
Yeah, it's
Where
on
they did
Bear's
the
Choice, correct. Yeah,
that
yeah.
I fell in love with the song right there on that
Oh
album, man.
yeah,
It's a
it's
great
perfect.
version. Yeah,
It's beautiful. And then I'll tell you, there's some greatest story ever told from this time period, Howie. Oh my God. I mentioned the show from Santa Barbara, 5/20/73. If you don't know that offhand, I'm telling you, after this interview, go put it on 5/20. Say you're going to be like, holy shit, Doug was right. It's nuts. You'll be laughing. This one isn't as hot, but it's great. And there's a great one. I believe it's 2 nights after this is a show from Portland, which is 6/24/73.
oh yeah,
That
that one's hot, man.
is
Yeah,
incredible. Check that one out too. So
that one I know.
73.
520. I got to go back to. I
Oh,
don't
it's
recall it. Yeah,
incredible. You'll laugh. And another great one is the one from Lincoln, Nebraska, 2/26/73. Oh my God. So I thought 72 was the best year for Greatest Story.
I
Maybe
think
it's
it is. Yeah,
but these 73 ones are phenomenal. They really are. They're just great. They're different. I think it's a little longer with the jamming. Donna always belts out that scream
yeah. I
sometimes.
don't like that.
Yeah, they can,
On this version, I didn't like it. I think she kind of
right. It takes
hindered
away a little from
the.
you really have to squint
Yeah,
and press your ears to hear Jerry's a solo over Donna's screeching, but you do it, and it is what it is. You can't erase it.
yeah.
Donna screams; they'll be there for eternity. But it's just I just love this time period for greatest story ever told. I look and seek these ones out, as best I can. And then you got another great, the last like standalone show, song of the night pretty much is the Big Railroad Blues. It sounded like Going Down the Road to me when they first started playing it. It's got that going down the road. Check it out. You'll see
Yeah,
when you
it's
first start
probably the
listening.
same chord. I haven't. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's they were very slow, taking their time. So it was like going down the road. Maybe they put some of these box set releases, they'll put the encore on the third disc or second disc to save time for the long jam because they only have 80 minutes per disc. That's what I thought they did. I was like, I don't remember them playing Going Down the Road. Sure enough, it's a Big Railroad Blues and it's hot. 72, I think, is the best year for a Big Railroad Blues. But the ones in 73 are okay. This one stood out for me. There's a really great Jerry sound and great jam in this. It's perfect. He does the two jams. First one's a little short. Second one, 3 rounds, but he hits some beautiful notes. I was laughing. I was like, this is great.
it is hot. I'm not going to shortchange 1983. I just got to send a little shout out to 1983 for the Big Railroads. A couple hot
Gotcha.
ones from that year,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, there are. They're longer, like that, especially that one from when we went to see him in North Carolina. Where was that? God damn it, Howie. That was a great show.
Oh, Greensboro.
Yeah, in Greensboro, the Stulls show, the Peter Stulls show. It's when he got arrested, right? After the show, remember?
Yeah,
Yeah. So wait,
unfortunate.
after the
Yeah,
big setting this up, because after the Big Railroad Blues, you have the second long jam, if you will, and it's what a jam it is. It comprises 5 songs, a 5 song nonstop jam, well over an hour and change. The He's Gone, Truckin', Other One, Wharf Rat, Sugar Magnolia. Phenomenal.
yeah,
One of the better jam suites, jam sequences. I like jam suite is the best probably way to call them that I've ever heard in 73.
yeah.
It's a,
It's incredible, man. So they play the He's Gone. There's no jam there,
oh, it's beautiful.
but
Yeah,
it's
it's a
such
little
a good
slow. The
He's Gone.
singing's great,
The
but
singing at the end is like one of the
it's
best
excellent.
sing-offs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Phil's voice is there. Everybody's into it.
So I wouldn't consider that part of the jamming suite. It really, for me, it's like one big beautiful bowl jam. Once they
Oh
start with
no,
the
I hear you.
trucking,
Yeah,
with
the He's Gone. There's a slow jam at the end, but that segues right into trucking, and they don't really extend the He's Gone, but the trucking. Oh my God, it's a 26-minute trucking when you include the, what's it? Oh man, I forget. What's the thing that I was going to that? I forgot. It's
nobody's fault.
nobody's fault. It's not
Yeah,
considered a separate song on the official release, and I get that because they don't sing the lyrics. But they definitely play the theme to it.
for like a minute and a
That
half.
goes
Yeah,
into an unbelievable Phil solo, which goes into this unbelievable Jerry jam that's slow and oh my God, it's perfect.
I
Howie,
love I
it's one of
love
the
yeah
best
the
jams of
Phil
73.
drives a jam. There are people that sparse like background stuff, but he's definitely taking charge at that
Oh, for
jam.
sure.
And the
This is a
part and
Phil-led jam. Yeah.
the part you're talking about with the where Jerry starts taking it
Oh,
off.
it's incredible.
It's beautiful. Like they call it the beautiful jam and Portchester. That's what this is, man. It's
Oh
so
yeah,
unique.
it's
Yeah,
incredible, man. Just something that's on spontaneity. They create only the Grateful Dead can do, and they hit a home run because it's perfect. I'll tell you, it's magical.
it's
I didn't.
amazing. It's not trucking. It's not the other one, but just awesome.
Right,
So,
right,
hey,
right.
that's another one of our audio highlights. So let's check some of that part
Oh,
out.
you got to put that up
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
right. So yes,
That's unbelievable. It really
yeah.
is. If you consider this part of trucking, it's a 26-minute trucking with everything. And it's one of the greatest ones I've ever heard. I know you love the one from Portland, Maine, which came that's from 5/19/74.
Oh yeah,
That
yeah. That's a
unbelievable
great
one.
truck, and yeah, yeah,
Actually, that's Portland, Oregon. I'm sorry.
yeah.
That's an amazing one. Yeah, that also has a great jam after the truck. Oh my God, it's phenomenal. This is up there. It might not be as good, but I love it.
It's
And
almost
it
it's
just
like a dark.
sets up.
It's like it sounds like if you just picked it up in the middle, it sounds like a dark star.
Correct.
Pretty much like one of the
I
dark star
agree.
themes. It's
Correct.
incredible.
72 was either the other one or Dark Star. They really just started, fooling around with trucking as a jam vehicle. By 73, trucking was already in its own as a jam vehicle. And my God, they hit the freaking hell out of this one. It's amazing. And the other one took me by storm. Howie, I was going to say before we heard the jam, I didn't have the time to listen to this jam suite again. I heard it once the other day and I didn't have access to my headphones to go listen to it, taking a walk around the neighborhood. So I didn't get that chance, but I'm going to probably do that tomorrow because it's incredible. And the jam that goes into the other one, and the whole other one is about 15 minutes and change. It's phenomenal. It's one of the best other ones from 1973. Look, 72 was their peak year for other ones. There's no doubt. You know that. I'll go to my grave saying that. Dark Star and other ones, 72 is when they peaked. But some of these 73 other ones don't lose focus and they're hot and they really have that same 72 sound. This one just blew me away. I couldn't believe how hot it was, Howie. It's
Oh yeah,
phenomenal.
it's definitely
There's a
hot.
great
It's
Tiger
not.
Jam at the end.
Yeah,
There's a
it's
phenomenal Tiger Jam.
the first jam's not long, but it's already coming off. It's 20, 30 minutes of instrumental.
Right,
So
right.
so
From the
yeah,
truck.
they
Yeah.
weren't going to make it that long.
But
And
it's still over 15 minutes, this other
they
one.
go
It's
into that
crazy.
middle jam. To me, it's almost not even like another one. They just take off extraterrestrial
Yeah,
territory.
it's
It's
great.
like it's really bizarre. It's almost like they left the other one altogether, and they do come back to it. But
Right. I love that.
it's a very unique jam. It's
Yeah, yeah, they do the tiger, the little tiger
yeah,
jam. I love that. And the reprise when they go back into the other one theme is
yeah.
amazing. Jerry's really hitting some notes. They were really into it. Phil's just bombing away. Incredible.
Definitely,
And
because
so,
that middle jam it takes you to like another dimension, and then
yeah,
you come back into the other one. It's
it's
pretty crazy.
incredible. They,
Yeah.
they were not in Vancouver for a good, 7 minutes. It's amazing. They were just out there. And they come back into a beautiful wharf rat. Not the longest one. I think it's because they did a vocal flub, so they missed an entire lyric. So it would have been longer. So everything is now condensed, but not a long jam at the end. But I get that. They had just played for like an hour and 20 minutes when you consider the truck. And the He's Gone too is part of the suite. So it's just phenomenal. And then after the Warfront, again, not a long jam, very slow. They go into a Sugar Magnolia. That's one of the better ones you'll hear from 73. 1973, Howie, you know how much I love those Sugar Mags.
Oh, they're
They're
great.
so great. Hey, the one from Iowa, I mentioned before, 513, 73. That one, you put it on, you will laugh. It's comedic. It's funny. Jerry's hitting these notes and you have nothing but how does he think of this shit? You laugh. The one from 520 Santa Barbara, same thing, phenomenal. Kezar Stadium, 526/73, unbelievable. All top notch. And this one is right up there.
Hey, how about Nassau
Best
Coliseum
73.
97?
Oh,
Insane,
that's
man.
phenomenal. Hey, 10/19/73
Oh yeah, the
from
Oklahoma
what's
City.
it?
The,
Yeah, the Oklahoma City. That's phenomenal. That's a Dick's Picks. That one is incredible too. After a Dark Star Morning Dew,
hey,
it's
and
just
this,
unbelievable.
by the way, this is going to be our last audio highlight, and you already hit on what I was going to say. And basically, when I think of life, there's like two questions: like, why are we here, and how does Jerry do it? And like, I listen to these Sugar Magnolias, man, and
Yeah, how does he do it? Is right.
it's a simple chord structure. Every single time he comes out with these licks that he never did before,
Exactly.
and he won't do it again. The next time he'll invent something new. It's not fair.
Exactly.
Other guitarists can't do that, man. It's
No,
like,
no, you're right. It's him in his moment, the creativity, and he takes his time. He doesn't shoot his load like right away. He waits. It's amazing.
and he
He
does the
feeds
great
off the
stuff on this
band.
night.
It's amazing to me how he feeds off the rest of the band. Also during Sugar Magnolias and
Yeah,
most of the song, where he's just waiting for his turn, and then he eases his way into it, and then blows you away with some of these unbelievable, notes. It's
Yeah.
incredible.
He lets the rhythm establish itself, and and then he, but on this one it's very unusual. He comes in at unusual points, and he just laugh. It's LOL. It's like
Yeah, 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 yeah.
every time
It's
he comes in
true.
with these great licks.
I
So
was
yeah.
listening to it in the car, Howie, and just going nuts. And I know you love these Sugar Magnolias. I was like, wait, Howie's gonna love this one, and I'm
Yeah.
so glad you agree with
That
me.
this one I really know it's spectacular. So yeah, let's listen to it right now.
Oh yeah, enjoy everybody.
Sometimes when the cuckoo's crying, when the moon is halfway down, sometimes when the night is time, take me out and I wander around, walk around.
How does he do it? Indeed, man. Sugar Magnolia, and you figure like after such a long suite with so much music that it would be over, but Casey
Maybe a
Jones.
short one more Saturday night encore or something, but no, they do two encores. You
Oh,
know,
it was two encores. That's what I thought. I thought it was two encores.
Casey Jones and Johnny Be Good, right?
Yeah,
Is that unbelievable?
the one I was looking at was mislabeled. It was Sugar Mag, Casey Jones ending the set. I thought I heard it as two
Oh,
encores.
the Casey
Yeah,
Jones is amazing. It
it's a great
really is.
one.
Those
Yeah.
73 Casey Jones, very different than 72. They kind of take their time. I just love Jerry singing in it. It's a little longer, slower, but they build it up with Keith's piano. Oh my God, it's just amazing. And then a hot Johnny Be Good to
Oh,
send
it
everybody
is hot, man. It kind of
over.
stood out. And once again, Keith's playing throughout all.
Oh yeah, I
This
thought
might
of
have
that
been
too.
as good a night as I've
Of
ever heard him.
course,
Yeah.
that's why I mentioned that in the beginning. I couldn't believe how front and center he is in the mix, and just how engaged he is. He's having the greatest time.
Yeah.
What a show, Howie. People, you look back. Obviously, we're looking back. With a certain, we love the Grateful Dead. It's easy to, what's it? Hindsight is 2020. We're looking back with hindsight. We could but imagine being at this show. back on June 22nd, 1973, an impressionable 17-year-old, and seeing this band. Hey, Billy, Steve, want to go see the Grateful Dead? They're playing at the Coliseum. That's where the Vancouver Canucks
yeah,
play.
the Canucks are not playing tonight. Let's go see the Dead.
Yeah, let's go see this band.
Let's see what this is all about. Yeah.
I mean, that would change your friggin' life. You know what I'm saying? You see a hot show like I did, my first show in the Spectrum in Philadelphia. Why am I such a dead nut? Why am I so, consumed with this band? And why am I always searching for that next hot Jerry Jam? Because of nights like this, It's just incredible to me. So easily a top 5, top 3 maybe show from 73, no doubt to me. There's some ones that, maybe are hotter, if you will, but it's just something about it. 30 songs. I love the playing, the way they're engaged. They don't rush any of the songs, Jerry's really involved. It's just Keith is so involved. Billy, amazing. Yeah, amazing. A+ concert from an A++ year.
Yeah, I respect your call on it being a top 5, but 73 the bar is so freaking high.
Oh yeah, like I said, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Yeah. There's no dearth of hot shows from 73.
For me, this definitely would have been over the top with maybe a Love Each Other or Eyes of the World.
I hear you. Right. No sick Love Each Others. Right. I love those Love Each Others from 73.
It would have been great for the first set to have one of those in there. But
no, you're right. Yeah. You're right. You make a good point. But God, that freaking He's Gone Truckin' Other One wore fresh.
Yeah, it's unlike anything. You can't say it's like anything you ever heard or compare it to anything.
Right. So unique. Yeah. What a great show, man.
You can't call it the greatest truck, and you can't call it the greatest other one because it's part of a bigger suite.
Right, but to me, the Truckin's up there, man. The beauty of this Truckin, the Phil-led jam, and then that beautiful Jerry Garcia.
That's if you consider that part Truckin.
True.
I guess they had to track it as trucking, but it's
At least look on the official release. I understand why they called it Truckin. I get that. It's probably not. If you go to the archive, it's probably jam.
Hey, Doug. Thanks for joining us again on the podcast. Your enthusiastic commentary is always appreciated by me and the people who listen to the podcast. So once again, that Truckin Other One, no matter how you label it, slice it, dice it, it's a masterpiece. It's a distinctive masterpiece. And definitely one of the crowning jewel of the Vancouver show. Lots of nice highlights in the show. As far as giving it a ranking top 5, for me it didn't come off as a top 5 only because 1973 is insane. There's so many good shows. For instance, RFK June 10th, the Nassau Coliseum shows. I especially love that September 7th show. I did a podcast on that one. The Winterland shows from November, unbelievable stuff in the Winterland. Paulie Pavilion. How do you top a show like that? November 17th. And another show I did a podcast on, the Cleveland show from December 6th. And one thing all these shows towards the end of the year they have the Weather Report suite, which was a huge addition to the Grateful Dead's live repertoire. And so that really makes a lot of these 1973 shows, it steps up what was already a great year. And then even as you go back to March, there's so many great shows during that month. Once again, the Nassau Coliseum shows from March. Great year for the Nassau Coliseum. It was a pretty new building, but Grateful Dead played there 5 times in 73. Some of the best music you'll ever hear from any band at any time in history. And then also the February shows, just a huge year. So to not put this in the top 5, I see it probably like somewhere between 10 and 15 is no insult, and in fact it's a great compliment. Just very high bar, lots of great shows for 73, and I'm sure at some point we'll be getting back to more 73 on the podcast. And just a reminder, Mick Bondi, the Garcia Project, really looking forward to talking to him next week. They're going on tour pretty soon. I don't have the dates in front of me, but I think it's mostly an August tour. They're doing a lot of days between dates. I'm definitely going to go out and catch them on tour, and looking forward to that. Hey, thanks for listening. I'm your host, Howard Weiner. My website, catfishgarcia82 at yahoo.com. Website, tangledupintunes.com. All my books are available there. And thanks for listening. Catch you again next week. And for the outro tonight, I think I'm going to go back to the Vancouver show for one more song, a quick one, but a treasured, kind of rare song. The Grateful Dead only played now and then. Done by the great country artist George Jones. Here is The Race Is On.
I feel tears welling up and down deep inside, like my heart's got a big break. And it's never lonely and it's sharp and painful, I may never shake. You might think that I'm taking it hard since you broke me off with a card. I wager that I'll have sorrow whenever I lay right down and bow. Now the race is on and here comes right up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. Try not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love stands for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartaches, and the winner loses all. Never once suspected what the final results would be. Now I live in fear of waking up each morning and finding that you're gone from me. There's an aching pain in my heart for the name of the one that I hated to face. Somebody else came out to win her, out in second place. Now the race is on and here comes right up the backstretch. Heartaches are going to the inside. My tears are holding back. Try not to fall. My heart's out of the running. True love stands for another's sake. The race is on and it looks like heartache. The winner loses all. The race is on and it looks like heartache, and the winner loses all.